This video can teach you 6 easy Christmas origami models, but which one's perfect for you? Let's find out. Do you want to fold something that can both be Christmassy and from Star Wars? Then jump to this time here. Do you want your Christmas origami to look good and be easy to make and customize? Then go to this time here. Do you want to make an origami Christmas gift that will improve another gift that you already have? What does that even mean? Shush! Then go to this time here. Do you want to make a Christmas origami that will be the centerpiece of your Christmas tree? Then go to this time here. Do you want to make the Christmas origami model that's the hardest out of all 6, but is definitely worth the effort? Then go to this time here. If none of these caught your interest, then go to this time here for one last option. Oh, hi. You must still be thinking, that's okay, I can wait. Here are the time codes again for the 6 options. Just pick one. Any's fine. The one that you pick is the one that you're meant to make. While you're here, do you like Pokemon?
I like Pokemon.
Oh, that's good.
But I don't.
That's okay. That's alright as well. Up next is the Origami Snowflake. You've chosen the Origami Snowflake. To make your snowflake, we first need to make a hexagon. So I'm going to fold it in half diagonally. Now we need to work out 1/3 of the way along here, and we can do that by folding this bit over, and when the folded over bit is the same size as what's left, then you have 1/3, 2/3, and underneath 3/3. So I think about there, looks like they're about the same. So I'm just going to crease this at that point. There. So 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. Now we've folded in half this way. Now I'm going to fold this edge over up here, so it goes through this point up to that 1/3 mark that we just made, right there. Looks good to me. And then we fold the same edge back over across the other way. How's it going?
Good.
If I turn it over, we can see I missed it by a little bit. Didn't quite fold it far enough, so I'm just going to adjust it slightly. Because it's overhanging, I'm going to fold this one over a little bit more. And now I'm going to fold this one over. There. Now, all the same. So now to make it a hexagon, I need to cut from this corner straight across to this corner. So how'd we go? There we go. Not too bad at all, if I do say so myself. Okay, now that we've checked the hexagon, need to fold it back in half. And fold it down along this line. And I'm going to fold that one back along there. So it's collapsed down into one triangle. Now I'm going to fold this point down to the base. And make that nice and firm. Use a folding bone or a ruler. But not too hard because I've just scratched my paper. Oh dearie me. Oh, we will continue. Gently fold along each of these inside bits so that all the folds are going the same way. I'm also going to fold along each of these lines so they are all facing this direction as well. Now I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to fold it along this line so this part goes up there. Okay, now I'm going to fold it up along this next one, and while I'm folding this one, it should also fold along the other line we just made, which goes to the corner. So fold that piece up, and then this one comes across like that. So once it's level with the bottom, I'm just going to flatten that down. That's where I want it. Spin around and do the same. Fold this piece up. This one comes across here. Flatten down all of those bits. Spin it around. Fold this piece up and flatten down the corner. Fold this piece up, flatten that down and flatten down the corner. And we've got to do that one more time. So for the last bit, you have to lift up this little bit, fold it across, and by doing that we've made the last two corners. So this one goes across here, and this one goes across here. Now, doesn't that look pretty? Next, we're going to take each of these flaps, lift one up like this, open it up, and carefully squash it down so it goes right to the corner over here. There we go. Okay, and same on the next one. Open it up. And carefully squash it down. Now, if you've ever made an origami crane or tsuru, this is the same step but on a much smaller scale. Now I'm going to look at just one of these sections. I want to fold this line up into this middle line here. Same on the other side. Then open it up. We need to lift this bit up. At the same time, these two pieces should meet in the middle because of the folds we just did. Okay, same on the next one. If we can get to it. I'm going to do this one next because that one is easiest to get to. Fold that side in. Fold that side in. Open it up. And then lift this bit. Lift this bit all the way up here carefully. Ever so carefully. Okay, and again. Okay, open it up. There we go. And again. Open it up. And one more. Just have to carefully lift it out from under here. Fold in that edge. Fold in this edge. This bit comes up. So who knew that 6 cranes make a snowflake? Up next is the Origami Star. I'm going to show you how to make an Origami Star, perfect for a Christmas tree or just general awesomeness. First we need to make a pentagon. So we start by folding the square in half across the diagonal. Next we need to find the point halfway between these two corners here. So I'm just going to gently fold it in half. And give it a little crease. There. Creased very nicely. Now we fold this corner across to the crease we just made. Oops. Now we fold this edge back so it's in line with this bit here. Next we fold this edge so it's lined up with this edge here. Now it's important to note that it does not have to be lined up with this point. It's okay that they are separated. Now we fold it along this line here. Next you need something with a right angle edge. We want to draw a line straight down, we might say perpendicular, from this bit here. So I'm just going to fold this out of the way for now. The line that we need is there. So we're lined up with that little tip, and it's even with the base here. This is where we need to cut. Snip, snip. This bit is junk. reckon that's a pretty perfect pentagon. What do you think? Okay, now to turn it into a star. We want to fold the whole pentagon down into this triangle part here. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to gently crease it along that line and the other line to make the triangle. Gently crease it along there and turn it over, and then you can fold this bit in to that line and flatten that down nicely, and same on the other side. Fold this bit in and bend it back along that line. There. So far it's coming down into that triangle shape. We've just got a bit more to do. So fold that bit across, flatten it down, and there's an extra bit there. So let's bend it back along this line. So I'm just going to push it back. Make sure it bends through the right spot. You might have to gently guide it back and forth. And then I've got this bit left, so I'm just going to push that across like that. It's okay if you folded it in a different order to me, as long as the whole thing is collapsed down into this triangle shape. We need to fold the top 2/5 down, leaving a 1/5 gap at the bottom. So if I just guess, I would say this is about double that. So I've got 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, and then underneath would be 4 5/5. So I reckon that'd be pretty close. Or you can measure it, and you just break the height of your triangle into 5. Now I'm very lucky. My triangle is 5.5 centimeters tall, which means each fifth is 1.1. So 1/5. 2/5 there. I was pretty close. Nearly got the right spot. 3/5 at 3.3. 4/5 at 4.4. Need to fold the top 2/5 down now, and it should be touching that bottom 5th section. And squash that down nice and tightly. Use a folding bone if you have one, and if you don't have one, maybe you can use the ruler. And now we open it up. So we have a lovely small pentagon inside our larger one. We're going to crease these folds that we just made so they all go in the same direction. So I'm going to crease it down just along that bit. Then we do the same on the next one. Just going to fold it down along that line. Same here, just along that one. Same along that one. And it's okay if you go further than the line, as long as you get the right bit folded as well. And last one there. All of our sides are folded in the same direction. All of these lines that go from the point down to the small one, fold those ones in the same direction. And this will make the next step easier.
That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4.
And there's 5. So now we turn it over. I'm going to fold up this bit, and then I'm going to fold up this bit. You see it makes a bit of a point there. Makes a nice point. So while you're folding up this side, you can just have that point going down flat like that. Then we're going to spin it around and do the exact same thing. Fold up this side, and sometimes you might have to check it's going through that little corner. Now it is. Fold that one down flat. spin it around, push this bit up, spin it around, do the same thing, push this side across, and finally make sure I do the same on this last one, push that side across and fold that down flat. Now this takes a bit of finesse. If you just carefully push everything down, you can see it's starting to take on the right shape. I'm just going to flatten down the edges. And we want this to take on a nice pentagon shape, which becomes the back of your star. So I'm just going to gently fold down these bits once they look like they're in the right spot. Now we're nearly done. Turn it over. We're going to fold each of these points into the center. So up here, and then just make sure that fold goes through the point over here. And you can see I had to pull it back a little bit to get it through the point. And spin it around, this bit into the center. And spin it around, this bit into the center. And spin it around, this bit into the center. This last one always takes a little bit of fiddling because this bit's already folded in the way. So I'm going to lift that up just for now. Now we fold this one. I'm continuing that fold across as far as it wants to go. And then this one goes back to where it wants to be. And there is your completed star, perfect for a Christmas tree. If you go back to this step and fold the points up a bit further, you can make a three-dimensional star like this. Up next is the Origami Christmas Tree. You've chosen the Origami Christmas Tree. For your Christmas tree, you need at least 2 squares. I'm using 3. You could use as many as you want, even 50, as long as you decrease each new square by 1/2 inch or 1.5 centimeters. So this one's normal sized, that's the way it came out of the packet. This one I cut 1.5 centimeters off the top and the side. And this one I cut 3 centimeters off the top and the side. If you were to use a 4th piece, I'd cut a 4.5 centimeters or a bit less than 2 inches. Start with your smallest piece. These can go away for now. Fold it in half across the diagonal. Then fold it in half across this line here. Open it up. And we're going to fold this edge down across here. The exact placement doesn't matter, and you can experiment to see what you think works best. I'm going to go just a bit past the halfway mark, so a bit further up this way. About there. And then this one, this edge, I'm going to fold over this way so as it goes right across this edge here. Just folding it right across there so that way that matches the angle of the first one. And there is the first part of our tree. Now do exactly the same with the next piece. The only difference is, at this point, we want to fold the opposite one across first. So if we look here, we folded this one across first. So now we do this one, and it gives it just a nice alternating pattern. So about there, looks good. And this one across the same line, looks good. Then the point of this little tree goes above the trunk of this one, but under the branches. So just in here. Now I'm going to do the last piece. And fold across this side first. I folded the other one on my last one. Should always alternate. And I put the point of this tree above the trunk of this one. Just in there. If your top branch keeps flapping up like this one, you can just use a cheeky dab of glue under here, and that will hold that down nicely. And I think it looks a bit better if you space it out just a little bit. About there. I reckon that looks nice. You can also be cheeky and use a bit of glue on the top of each piece here, just so it doesn't slide around too much. You've chosen the snowman, which can easily be made to look like BB8. I'm going to show you how to make a snowman and the droid BB8 from Star Wars. The only difference is how you decorate it once you're finished. Now I want it to be white side out, so I'm going to fold it in half this way, so the white side stays on the edge. Open it up and fold this edge into that middle line that we just made. Same on the other side. Now turn it over and fold it in half this way. And we're going to fold about that much back up again. So from the side, looks like that. And the exact amount doesn't matter, it just changes how big the lower body will be. So this is about the same as that one. Now turn it over to the back. We're going to fold this edge into this way, not all the way into the middle, because it probably won't reach. About there. Same on the other side. So just up until you've used all the overlap from here. Next, we're going to open this up. I'm going to open this bit up and push it across a bit further. Just a bit further like that. Same on this side. Open it up, push it across a bit further, and try to get it the same as the first side. Okay, how'd I do? Not quite. This model is a little imprecise. Yeah, that's pretty good. We fold this bit up through this corner to about here, as far as it will go. Let me show you what I mean. There, that's as far as it wants to go. And through this corner. There we go. Same on the other side. As far as it will go. And through that corner. Now this top edge we fold into the middle.
And same on the other side.
This point comes down. there. These sides come in. And these corners come in as well. Up next is the Origami gift box. You've chosen the Origami gift box. I recommend using thicker paper than the kami that I've used here. Maybe printer paper or a type of card. It's a bit flimsy. And I've made one 5mm smaller, which is a bit less than 1/4 inch. Begin with the smaller one. This will be the base. The bigger one will be for the lid. Fold it in half across the diagonals. Now fold it into thirds. And an easy way to do thirds is when you fold it over like this, you look for the spot where this part and the folded over part are the same size. And when you get there, fold it down. So then you have 1/3, 2/3, and underneath 3/3. Completed by folding over this piece. And then fold it into thirds in the other direction also. And now we have these diagonals and these lines. We know exactly where to fold to. We know exactly where to fold to. Next, we're going to put a few folds into each corner, which will help us later on. So put a fold through this diagonal. And then fold it so as this line and the diagonal are overlapping, like that, and then squash it down. And we want this line and the diagonal to overlap. And then squash that down. And we're going to do the same in each corner. Now we're going to fold this square and this square together, up like this. So they're touching, and you've got this bit just hanging out there. Use those diagonal folds we just made to put that piece and that piece into place. See, it just goes in like that. I'm just going to make sure the fold, just going to follow that little edge, make sure it's nice and crisp. And then we fold this bit over the top, and that holds it all into place. Then we do the same in the next corner. I'm going to bring this square and this square together. Okay, so it's nice and along here now. Fold that corner flap down. That holds that all into place. I'm just going to fold that again. Locks it in nicely. Now same here. Same in the next corner. That bit's going to go. Make sure it goes through the corner and the edge. This bit's going to go in here. Okay. Fold that bit over and bend it through that edge once more. So now we just have this last corner. Okay, there's our base. And now the same with the lid. Okay, so now the lid goes over the base. And that 5mm difference is enough to make sure that it fits over the top. There's one other variation we can try with the lid. I'm going to fold in each of these to that third line, the line that shows where the thirds are, and this one, and this one. So now the lid covers the same surface area, but it's not going to be as long. So we have to redo those corner pre-folds again. They're a bit easier second time round. Through the diagonal, then straight up that line there. And this over here, straight up that line there. Next corner, through the diagonal, through the diagonal. Now this line on top of that line, like that, and same on the other side. Okay. So now, lift these two bits together, Make sure it's going through all the right lines on this side. And fold this bit down. And then bend it back through that way, locked into place. Now fold these bits up. Make sure it looks okay from this side. Yeah, not too bad. Fold this pointy bit down. And then redo the fold in that direction. And it's locked into place. Now do this side, move these two bits up. Make sure it looks okay. Oh no, it does not. It's better. Fold this corner down and redo that fold through the edge. Looks good. Locked into place. And last corner. Looks good. Fold this point down here. Redo the fold to the corner, and there we go. Now the advantage of messing around with the lid like this is when you put it onto the base, then you can see the green and the red. The downside though is it makes it a little bit thicker, so it's pushing the base in a little bit. So you have to make your base probably a full centimetre smaller than the lid, or about 1/3 of an inch, and then everything will work out well. Up next is an Origami Santa, but be careful, it's the trickiest one. You've chosen Origami Santa. Start by folding your square in half in all 4 possible directions, both diagonals and horizontally and vertically. And turn it over. This corner we need to fold into the center. And turn it over again. Now we want to fold halfway between this diagonal and this line here. We can start that by pushing these lines on top of each other like that, so it lines up perfectly. And flatten that down, and then just continue it across the rest of the page. We're going to fold this edge along this line here. And turn around this way. So in there. Just do a gentle fold along the line between this corner and the center of this line here. Doesn't have to be too firm, as long as it's there, makes the next bit a bit easier. There. So now open that side. I'm going to push this flap forward, and as it lifts forward, it's going to pull this side down again. Okay, for the next section, we're just rearranging how these layers of paper are sitting. So we're going to open that up, lift this up here, and this part, so it's poking up this way, we're just going to push that part in so it folds the other direction. You might need to push that bit down and that bit down, And as you push it down, it collapses like that. Let me show that one more time. So it was like that. Open it up. Push it the other way. And you might need to encourage it to fold that way. And then it collapses down like that. Not the easiest of steps, but at least now we're through it. Okay, for the next step, we're going to fold this line on top of this line here. So it's folded across so those corners match up. Fold it down flat and then unfold it. We're going to use this crease in a moment. Now we're going to bring this corner behind over to this corner. So carefully fold this line down so it's nice and crisp. Now I'm going to carefully pull it back around so it's shown from this side and pull this corner across. I'm going to flatten it down along this diagonal and flatten it along that other crease we made. There we go. Now like this side, we need to fold this edge into here. Going to fold a line from this corner down to that one. Now open this up. That goes forward and it pulls this part closed. And we just need to change the way this bit is sitting. So push it open and push that part in. Encourage these lines to bend up that way and close it all down. There we go. Same on both sides. Now we're going to fold this red bit along this line here. So it comes over like this. Same on the other side. This comes over. And if we turn it over, we're going to fold it in half along here. Now if we look here, we have 3 flaps. We're going to pull this middle one while holding this bit here, so it comes out. And these front bits want to stick up. Just encourage them to fold down forwards so they're flat. Now carefully pull this white bit forward, gently so you don't tear anything. So we want the point here to come forwards. Yeah, about there. And I'm not going to fold it down too firmly because we'll fix that later, but just keep it sitting forwards. So along this line here, it comes forward and this point comes down to the bottom here, like that. Is it looking like Santa Claus yet? What do you think? So now we're going to make 2 creases by folding this edge into the middle and this edge into the middle, and then unfolding them again. Going to fold this corner in up to the top of this line here, so it goes to there. Then this top bit we're going to fold along the line from that line to just below this point here. It's going to come across this way. somewhere around there. Just match up this bit with that line behind, so they're all in the one spot, and then fold everything down flat. Now we want to use this extra bit to make the exact same shape as this, but on this side, and we're going to have a white bit dangling in the middle. So I'm just going to carefully encourage it to come up. I'm just stretching it, and we're going to fold this side along this line here. It's going to go up this way, and if you gently, it just falls into place. Now fold this white edge into the middle, and this is going to make some creases that will be very useful in the next step, because now we're going to open this up, open it up, carefully flatten it down so as it's squashed in the center, and this line follows down the middle here. Now these edges come into the middle, they're going to make the hat. And that's a pretty good hat, but we can make it even better by widening the base. Gently poke them open, and then squash it down so this line is horizontal, like that. And same on this side, gently encourage it to come open, squash it down horizontal, and we're going to fold these bits in to make Santa's arms, and you can experiment with where you think they look good. But try to follow pretty closely to the beard shape. So there, and there. And if you think Santa's looking a bit too thin, you can widen the arms a little bit just by pulling them out like that. So I'm going to push it out a little bit. Now to make the legs, fold everything up to the base of the toy sack, and I'm going to fold it down again,
leaving some overlap.
Now that we have these folds, we're going to move this bit over here, so that's one of the legs, and we're going to move the toy sack over this side as well. The top of the sack down so it's touching the arm, then it looks like he's carrying the bag of toys. If you fold this corner over a little, makes the shape of the toy sack look a bit better. Yep. Now the feet. So we're going to open up the leg and push the foot upwards. Then if you close it again, it's going to fold like that, and you can see that mine was too high, so I'm just going to pull it down a bit and squash it when you get it to the right spot. Now same on the other side. Okay, I'm going to put a fold in that point so it gets to the same spot easier. Now when I open it, I'm going to push that bit down and use those creases that we just made and fold it closed that way. Oh, that's a bit messy. Just need to adjust the way that sits. How's it looking? That foot's still a bit too high. I'm just going to pull it down to where I want it, then squash it closed again. Now we can leave pointy shoes, but it makes Santa's shoes look a bit like elf shoes. That's not really the look that we're going for. So to cut off the point, I'm going to open up just the foot this time. Just the foot. I'm going to fold in the point. Just fold it back over onto itself. And then close the foot again. Yeah, it's better. Same on the other side. Open the foot. Push the point in. Close the foot. And there we go. This was my most complex video by a long way. If you noticed any mistakes or things that weren't done really well, I'd love you to roast me in the comments. Go on, which bit was worst? In my room.